Indie comics are undergoing an explosion of interest through the readership and also the creators. I've got 120 folders now, full of maybe 10 projects in each folder. That's what 1,000. That's what 1,000 projects by creators of all types. The indie landscape is very balkanized, but that's its appeal. I think it's so alive with individual and different projects. There's no corporate one size fits all monopoly or duopoly, which might say are two cheeks of the same backside. And what you're getting is individual people with individual passions and individual somethings to say. It's raw emotion, it's individual. And it's about people who have always wanted to make a comic, but traditionally they've been gatekeepers. You know, you've got to get through with the big two, or the not so big two as I call them now, and not so mainstream anymore. You had editors and a submissions editor that would act as gatekeepers, whereas now the technology is there for anybody to make a comic book and to have access to digital printing, so you can print as many as you like. The days of printing 2,000 and bankrupting yourself in the process to start a comic, those days are long gone. Offset printing is still there if you want a better, lower unit cost. But if you just want to knock out 25 to 100 copies and sell them at conventions, you can do that now. If you don't even go to the extent of or the cost of or expense of printing an indie paper comic, you can do it digitally. All that you need then is a host. You can pay for web hosting, or being an X and posting a comic there is free. Posting a slow scrolling comic on YouTube is free. You can put your comic one panel at a time on Instagram. You can put it on Facebook. You can put it on Gumroad and charge for your 28-page comic. The possibilities are endless. We may lament the loss of a newsstand, and I miss going there and discovering the sporadic distribution of Marvel UK and Marvel USA comics and DC. But we have to look at the online space now as the biggest comic shop in the world, with access to billions of customers, potential customers. And a lot of the things we love are in the past, from the production sweatshop, some might say, production line methods that were affordable by corporations. We can look at the efficiency and inefficiency of those methods, how expensive it is to pay all those people to produce that. Now you can have solopreneurs, one-man band operations. The technology is not there now for you to do all the research and development, to write. Got word processors, the Mac or PC. You can do the art yourself. There's plenty of digital assistants that can help you. You've got your computer. There's all the photo reference you could need. The days of needing swipe files are gone. You've got the internet. You can just type in a search word for what you want and find reference for it on the biggest filing cabinet in the world with image search. And you can give away your comic for free and get everybody else to be your editor and criticize it and improve it And when you've got a few of these digital comic books online, you could then produce print versions for profit. You can produce merchandise from it. There's plenty of opportunities for merchandising now and to create your revenue streams for comics. And distribution and fulfillment, if it's digital, it can go anywhere in the world. It can go to America, Canada, Australia, China, wherever you want to take it, as long as you've got an internet connection. So really, the technology's there. There's no excuse not to do it, you know. The only thing is putting in the 9 yards or the hard work in terms of scripting it and drawing it, creating a comic. That's the hardest thing now. But even that, there are levels of efficiency, from writing to art to inking to colouring to lettering. You don't have to use an ACME guide anymore. You can just use a computer font, and if you can touch type, it can be done very quickly. I mean, you can build your art in layers on a computer, so that if you make any mistakes, the editing process is an order of magnitude more efficient, because you're not playing around with letter tone to glue them down or fix a mistake. You don't need whitener on a computer. You know, if you spill the ink bottle on your original artwork, it's a disaster. But when it's on the computer, short of a lightning strike and you making a backup copy of it, it's so flexible in terms of work environment. Now, I love my pencil, so I'm very much a traditionalist. I like paper comics, I like traditional art, comic art, but we can't rule out, I think we're all now in the era of being a hybrid artist, part tradition perhaps and part digital. Some people have wholly embraced digital, of course, but for me, I'd say there's the looming, some might call it a threat on the horizon, of AI, and whether it's not just art it affects. AI is going to be a tsunami that hits out all kinds of jobs. It's ironic that it's taking the creative industries first, so any industrialized art is under threat, and it's less about production intensive methods. I think AI art will smooth all that out in terms of efficiency once we harness it correctly. There's an easy way to use it, and then there's a more creative way to use it, and I'll be exploring those on my channels if I get more than one. And I think whether it's a computer, AI, or even traditional methods, you know, there's always been efficiencies. Even in traditional art, creators have used models or photographs to swipe and work from. So the idea that art is theft is nothing new, but you've got the concept of fair use and just how much you take. Some people might say 5 to 10% you can take, and that you can buy maybe 3 to 5 different sources of inspiration. And then the whole idea then is that you've got transformation. It's transformative. And as long as you do that, whether you're a traditional, digital, hybrid or AI worker, that's the main thing, you know, fair use and transformation. And then the third pillar of that is that you put yourself into the work. So I'll be exploring these themes on my art channel. Yeah. We'll see where that journey takes us, huh?